Hey guys, welcome. I know it's a bit tight up here, but I want to just speak a bit, and then I actually want to take you downstairs because I think it's important that if we speak about rhythm, that we try a few things. So please bear with me. What can I say? I mean, obviously I'm a dancer. Rhythm has been a guiding force in my life. I don't know if you guys know about me or read about who I am or what I've done, but I had a pretty tough life growing up. I was adopted. I'm a twin, which I think started the first rhythm, right? Because there's multiple heartbeats in the womb, so I think that was my first thing. We were moved around a lot. I had a lot of family problems. I needed love. My mother died when I was 9, and it's hard to talk about this stuff. So if I cry, you be with me also. And yeah, it was hard being in the New York foster care system. I have to say, it's still hard for me as a 40-year-old man to talk about this stuff. And I feel like I persevered. I made it. There's my name. And yeah, my house burned down. So I guess that was a struggle. I call it a struggle rhythm. It was a struggle rhythm for me. My house burned down. So I know what it means to be homeless. I know what it means to be hungry. I really do, And this is something I never forget. Unfortunately, it's really hard to give your kids that stuff, I have to say. It's hard for me to really give my kids this sense of, I don't want them to struggle, but I don't want them to be entitled. It's really hard in Switzerland. I didn't have much money. I've been mugged. I've been conned. I've been insulted, doubted, which is the most hurtful, I think. But I have a whole TED Talk about that, actually, and this is not going to be that type of talk. The next statement, I don't want you to take the wrong way, but rhythm for me started with my father. You can take that how you want, right? But he was a dancer and not a professional dancer. He was just a normal salsa dancer, a Latin dancer. And he was, not really around in my childhood, and he was heavy on drugs and all that stuff. But he did give me that one thing, that sense of rhythm that I do have to give to my father. He's blind now. He's alive. My mother's not here, but he has this weird savant-like memory of where I was born, what time I was born, but he doesn't know if I'm there or if I'm not there, this type of situation. The fact that I'm a professional dancer and a teacher is weird to me because I don't understand how rhythm can go through blood like that. Maybe there's a scientist in here. I was like doing some research. Many parts of your brain work together. Exactly. But I didn't really get it. I'm like, how can I be, just because I was born of them, I can move like them. It doesn't really make sense to me. But it's what set me apart from other dancers. I mean, I'm short, I'm black, I'm loud. All of those things can be a negative. But all of those things in my case were positive, So it really pushed me up. My sense of rhythm, where I didn't belong. I was a dancer with all the girls who were training forever. They had learned rhythm. I had natural rhythm. And then it got me in their group. And then when I went to the High School of Performing Arts, I'm at an audition, and I did an African solo. All the other kids were doing classical solos, and I did my African solo. And I remember they cut the music right when I was going to do the ha! They cut the music, cut! And I was like, okay. But that got me in too. I feel like that sense of rhythm, they were like, oh, this kid has something special. I think it was the rhythm. That's what I saw. I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but this is what I'm bringing. It set me apart in school as well. It pushed me. There was something different about this kid. Not that he was always happy. I'm a happy person in general, positive. But there was something different about me, my rhythm, I think, It wasn't the usual rhythm. I had a bit of its own hot fire mix. And then I went to Juilliard, the best dance school in the world. This poor black kid went to Juilliard. I auditioned twice, though. How's that for rhythm? I auditioned twice. I didn't get in my first time, which I just have to say this. So it's not like everything was handed to me. I don't know many people who auditioned for Juilliard twice, actually. I auditioned, I went. All I know is my second solo, I went back to African music. Before I was trying to be this Juilliard dancer, I was ready for Juilliard. I can't believe I'm wearing these. I was ready for Juilliard. And then when I got it, like my first audition, I guess they didn't see me. I was like, oh, if they would have seen me, they would have taken me. And I regretted that, but I didn't let it bring me down. All the other kids were like, that's it, I'm done. Dance is over, you know, but I was like, no, let me try again. And I did. I went back to my roots, literally, and I got in. I don't know if rhythm has something to do with that, but. Okay, so rhythm, right? Nonverbal communication, connection. I walk to work and I look at people. I'm a looker. I look at people, and depending on who I'm looking at, my walking goes in rhythm with theirs. You do it too. You don't know you do it, but you do. You do. You look at someone, or like, you know, my favorite is a busy street. It's like, why do you have to walk like that? You could just walk normally, but everyone's in sync. Look down, look down. And then I look down the river, and I'm lucky to live in a city with a river, and there's the rhythm of the Rhine, right? Or the birds chirping, or crickets, whatever, I don't know. Don't kill me, Natural History Museum, I'm not sure what it is. And then I hear people talking. That's one of my favorites. So the birds are there, and then I hear Swiss German. No comment. Very flowing language. I'll give you that, Swiss German. You got flow. Swiss German, it has flow, right? English is very dry. Swiss German has flow. So I hear that too. So I'm flowing with the river. I'm flowing with the walking. I'm flowing with the speech. And then I get to work, and I'm 40. So my heart is like, boom, boom, boom. Depending on how fast you walked, or if you took the bike. I have a big cargo bike. So my heartbeat is going there. That's the most natural rhythm. That's what brings us together, right? The heartbeat, or the breath, which we're going to learn about downstairs. Then we get into the workplace, and it's full in the morning. It's dead at lunch. It's full in the evening. It's dead afterwards. Like, that's also its own rhythm, right? So I think whether we acknowledge it or not, we are all inside this rhythm bubble. I love it when people say to me, I don't have rhythm. I'm like, well, you do, thank God. And if anyone's heart is not beating, please raise your hand, and we will take care of you. Yeah. Okay, speaking about rhythm and dance, wrap this up, is actually tough. It's a tough subject. I know it seems like it goes hand in hand, but that's tough. But I will say this, the best dancers are they have the most rhythm. Whenever you see a dancer and you really, really like them, sure, they're beautiful. Maybe you can identify with something. But when they start moving, I guarantee the thing that draws you to them is their rhythm. If there's a section of a dance or ballet or an opera that you like, think about why you like it. I bet you it's the rhythm. I bet you. Even if it's Philip Glass. Same rhythm 100 times. It's what draws you in. When you conceive rhythm in a body, that's what the work I do. When you conceive rhythm in a body. So it's not enough like to know it. You have to show it. We'll get to that. I danced in the Basel Ballet for 7 years. I remember dancing there. There were some pieces that were good, some were boring, some were great. I remember being a hot dog. But the pieces that really touched me were the ones with good music. Good music always trumps everything. I didn't even care what the piece was about. I danced in the Metropolitan Opera. I danced in Munich. And in Munich, I did a piece called Fiddler on the Roof. I even had curls. Let's envision that. But the music was so good. I was like, so happy. My curls were going all over. It was the music is good, right? So then people would say, Armando, do you feel ridiculous? And I'm like, well, no. I never thought about that. In that way, rhythm really just, it's like, whoosh, takes away these type of problems. I made a piece for LaGuardia, my high school. That's not on the screen. But last year in New York, I was struggling with a section. My artsy composer, I couldn't put my finger on it, why I didn't like this music. No rhythm. It wasn't what he was doing. It wasn't that it was abstract. It was that there was no rhythm. Do the same sounds, but give me a beat. How am I going to unite these young dancers without that, right? So just to give a little story there. Okay, can we try something really quick? I'm going to clap. You're going to clap with me. I'm sorry, microphone guy. Ready? Now here's the thing. We're going to start clapping on the same rhythm immediately. Are you ready? Yeah. Takes a lot of focus. Nice, good. Okay, not bad. I use a lot of acting. That helps a lot. Can we try this? Maybe do feet. Keep it going. Keep it going. Who's going to mess it up? Faster. Okay, good, 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 good. Good. Now I'm going to try something. I'm going to give a sound, and you're going to give me a sound back in rhythm. Are you ready? Yeah. One more time. Maybe I'll speed it up. Okay, good. So you see, there's some natural things. Anybody in here think they're not rhythmical? Oh, no one wants to dare. Check. Of course, I use rhythm in my classes. It's an easy way to bring people together. There's a lot you already know. It's communication without words, as we just did. Okay, how can rhythm be used to be creative? Isn't this creative mornings? How can rhythm be used to be creative? You want to see what I wrote? I wrote, how's this? Get off your butt and create every day. Yeah, because I find as an artist, as a creative, the hardest thing is actually finding that rhythm. And it comes from my push. You call it what you want, drive, whatever you need. But it's actually getting up every day. Getting up every day and doing what I got to do. What have I done today towards my business? I say this to my wife all the time, my beautiful wife who's not here right now. She'll hear it later. No, I'm kidding. How can we, how do we find our rhythm as a creative when our job is to be spontaneous? Or, right? Or inventive. Get up every day. Go for it. You put in the hours. You know, I saw a beautiful graphic that says success looks like this. You know, over the long term, that can look like that if you look from far away. Sure, people see the center now and they think, wow, I wish I had what Braswell had. But they don't wish they were homeless. They don't wish that part. That's the part they don't wish. I want that, but not the part where he didn't have a mother. You know, this is the parts they want. My grandmother says, don't wish for what people have, because you don't know what they did to get it, and you don't know what they have to do to maintain it. I got to do this. This is what we have to do. You're here. You're witnessing it. Okay, same goes for your health. That's the last thing. I'll leave you on that. Don't come with your excuses. City of Life Sciences. Yeah, same thing. Get off your butt. You wanna be healthier? Move. You need help? Call me. That's what I do. At my school, the girls, we don't have that culture of, I want to be thin. What does that mean? I want to be tall. I think thin is not the right word. I think what they mean is they want to be strong. And I'm changing the language of the, unfortunately, mostly women in the dance culture today. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Basel's dance culture just belly flopped. Full of scandals and horrible things I won't mention here. And we are the last school left standing because we're the face of progressive dance. I'm also teaching in Zurich for the university there because they flopped too. So we are the face of progressive dance. This charming black guy. German's getting better, getting better. But I'm not doing this alone. It's a shame my wife isn't here because this is really, we built this together. And we were really a team. And without her, it wouldn't be anything. So I just want to say that. Helps me when you clap. Okay. I trained and danced at a high level. I have to work hard every day, make little adjustments every day, change my rhythm every day. I have wife rhythms. I have children rhythms too. So it's always a juggle. It's a daily work. It's a vibe. It's a jam, a masterpiece. Yeah? You gotta play with it. Keep going. That's it. Thank you, guys. Is it too late? Let's go.